So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to open our shaft assembly we created in module 7. So mine's called assembly underscore final, and I'm going to open that. All right, and here we go. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my options. So just start typing options and hit enter. And then we are going to click the display tab and go down to create viewport and new layouts. So you want to make sure that does not have a check mark next to it. And what that means is when we actually add a new layout, down here we click the plus sign and layout 3 will create. It will not have an automatic viewport of our model space. So that's what that does. So we're going to click apply, okay. All right, and then we are going to add a new layout. So click the plus sign to add a new layout. Click on your layout, and you can see that there's no viewport that's created. And it's because in the options tab, we just set it that way. All right, so then we are going to right click on layout 3, and we're going to go to the page setup manager. All right, and then we are going to hit new. We're going to call this A4. Okay. The name is going to be DWG to PDF. That means when we actually plot, click plot for our output, it will convert it to a PDF. It will not actually send it to the printer. You can actually select your printer in here as well. All right, and paper size, make sure that it is the ANSI A, 11 by 8.5. And then we're gonna click OK. We're gonna click this and set current. All right, and then click OK. Then we are going to right click on the layout 3, click rename, and we are going to call this A4. So now this tab says A4, so we know that if we were wanting to print this, say we had different paper sizes, we could click the A4 one and then print it so it outputs as a PDF. The next thing we're going to do is insert the title block. So we are going to essentially just insert a block. There's so many different ways to do this. Here's another way. In your menu bar, click insert block. All right, and then we'll go to browse. We're going to insert the title block. So find your lab where you drew the title block and click open, and then click OK. Right, and then just place it on the screen somewhere. We're actually going to center it in a later step. So just click to place it. And then we need to add the information to the title block. So the title is going to be DFTG 1309. This is going to be M8Lab2. All right, and then the date is going to be, you can put the due date or the day you created it. So for me, it'll be 04/13/2020. Last name Bergman, comma, first name. Design is going to be shaft assembly, and we want our scale to be 1:1. We're going to click OK. The next thing we're going to do is actually center our title block, so we can do that back in the page setup manager. So we're going to right click on our layout, A4, and then we are going to go to page setup manager. We are going to click modify on this A4, okay, at the top. And then we are going to change the plot area to extents. Okay, so extents, that means that it will actually plot the extent of our title block if it was past these gray areas. And then we want to center the plot. So this will allow us to, or center the title block in this layout. Okay, and then we're going to click OK. And then close. All right, so that took care of that. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to insert a viewport. So to do that, we are going to create a layer called viewport. Right. And then we want the line weight to be default and the line color to be white, which it's white. It's showing black because our background's white. So, okay, we're gonna click the X out of this. Now we're gonna insert our viewport of the model space. So go to View, Viewports. We're gonna go to one viewport. And then we are just going to draw the viewport inside our title block here. So there's our view of the model space. The next thing we're going to do is add the balloons to this. So we're going to go to Model. The first thing we're going to do is actually format the callouts. So we're going to go to Format, Multi-Leader Style. Okay. Well, I accidentally already have this one created here, but I'll create another one with the same instructions. Okay, so we're going to go to New, and I'm going to say Balloon Callout 1. You guys should just call it Balloon Callout because you don't have that. And then you're going to click Continue. You're going to click the Content tab, change this to Block, the multi-leader type, and change your source block to Circle. And this will allow you to actually draw a circle around those part numbers. So now we are going to click OK. Make sure you set that as your current and close. Now we're actually going to add these part callouts. So we're going to go to Annotate. We're going to click on Multi-Leader. Okay. And then we are going to add the, okay, so we're gonna go down here and click Leader Landing first, and then Leader Arrowhead. Okay, so, oops, I didn't click the leader, okay, sorry about that. So we're gonna click, I clicked Escape to cancel, go to Multi-Leader, and then we are going to click Leader Arrowhead first, and now, there we go. That just means that the arrow, wherever we click first, that's where the arrow is gonna be. If you do the content first, wherever you click is gonna be where that circle with the part number appears. So we're gonna click right there at the midpoint of the base plate, and then we're gonna click again, and the tag number for this is going to be 1. Okay, then we're going to do that again. We are going to add it to the screw, and this is going to be 4. Enter. This one is going to be 3. Enter. Okay. And then we're going to have one more right here, and that is going to be 2. Okay. And then also the book shows you how to add an extra multi-leader. So to do that, we can go to the modify up here, click modify in your menu bar. Then we're going to go to object, where's object right here, and then multi-leader, and we're going to do add leader, and just click on this multi-leader, and it'll allow you to actually create another multi-leader there. And then escape. Now you have 2. We actually don't need this extra multi-leader, but that's how you do it. It suffices just to have this one here, and then we make the assumption that that's the same part. Okay, so I'm going to do Control Z on my keyboard to undo that step there. Right. Awesome. So if you click on A4, you should now see, you know, I guess not all of your part callouts, but some of them. We will fix the scale after we make our table, our parts list using a table. So to do the parts list, we first are going to format the table style. So we're going to go to Format, Table Style. Okay, and then we are going to add a new one. So click New. We're going to call this Parts _ List. Continue. Right. Then you'll have this pop up, and we are going to change the table direction to up. So we actually have the column headers at the bottom, and then we are going to change the, let's see here. We're going to start with the data tab, and we're going to hit text and change this text to 0.125. Okay. And then we're going to go here and go to header, and we are also going to change that to 0.125. Okay. And so that just allows us to change the text height for the data, these right here, this information, and the header. We are actually not going to have a title in our data table, so that's why we didn't format the title there. All right, and then we are going to click OK. And then this one's our current, so we're going to click Close. Now we are going to hit Table. Okay, and we are going to make sure the table style is parts list that we just created. Okay, this is a preview of what we're going to see. We are going to have the first row as, let's see here, header, because we don't want the title. And then the second row is going to be data, so it's going to be a header, then data. When it says column rows and settings, that means the data columns. It doesn't include the header, or I mean it does, sorry. So let's see, oh, it does not include it. So we're going to do 4 and 4. Okay, so 4 columns and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 data rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to click, actually, we're going to change this to 1, and the row height is 1 line. Okay, now we're going to click OK. And then we're just going to add the table right there. It's fine. Okay. And then we're going to, this one is number. I'm going to use the left arrow on my keyboard to go over here. This is description. Okay. This one's requirement. And then we have material. And this is going to be C.I up steel, and then this is going to be stock. All right, oh, we have an extra row here, So I just clicked out of the text editor, and I'm gonna select this row by clicking 6, and then, okay, oops, okay. Click this row, and then right click and do delete row, because we don't need that row. All right, to get back into the text editor, just double click on that cell, and this is gonna be 1, 1, 1, 2, all right, and then we're gonna go over here, and it's gonna be base plate, bearing, collar, cap screw, cap screw, 3/8 space, and it'll automatically format it in that fraction like you see here. And then for numbers, all right, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to, we need to make this row bigger. So just click on that B there, use the grips and just move it along. And so now you can see that, you know, it's all on one line, right? You can also click this row and make this shorter there. Okay, and click, and there you go. I noticed that we didn't actually create a new layer called title block, so let's click over here and go to home, go to layer properties. We're going to do a new layout. This one's going to be called title block. Okay, and this one's gonna be title block lettering. I'm sorry, title block _ lettering. All right, and then it's gonna be the line weight color should be white. Okay, so this one right here is white, as you can see right there, color. Okay, and default, and for the line weight, it's gonna be default. Okay, and then I'm gonna exit out of that, and then I'm gonna click on my table and change it to title block lettering layer. I also noticed that my viewport, if I click on my viewport, it's in the object lines layer, and I need to change that to the viewport layer there. So now we're good there. And then, we want to center these numbers here, okay? So what we can do is just click on one cell and drag down. And then where it says cell styles, we are going to do top center, okay? And do the same thing over here. Just click on this cell and drag down, and then we'll make this top center as well, right? Then click out here to get out of that. And the last thing we need to do here, or we have a couple more things, is we are going to scale our viewport. So down here where it says paper, you're going to click on that to change it to the model space, and we are going to change our scale. So click the mine's 1.309, so click that, and then we're going to do 1:1. You always want to make sure that your viewport scale matches what's on your title block. So see right here in the title block, it says 1:1. All right, so it actually looks like I'm going to have to move some of my part numbers around for this to fit correctly. All right, so I'm going to move this up, okay, and make sure that it's still 1:1, all right? And then I'm going to lock my viewport so I can't accidentally, mess it up when I zoom in or out. I'm gonna go back to my click model to put it back to paper space. I'm gonna go to model. I'm going to move these down. So just click on the leader and move it down. Oops. And then escape to deselect, then move this one down. Try to have them at similar angles. So if we go to A4, you can see them both now, right? And I'm gonna go back. I'm going to click my model tab again and just change the angles of these to be similar to what we just did. Okay. All right. Let's do that. All right, and then go to A4. Awesome. And then we are going to, oh, I don't want these grid lines showing. So I'm gonna go back to model and, oh, it's still showing. So if we click paper tab, and then we go make sure it's in model space and turn the grid lines off, and then go back to the paper space, right? And then we are going to freeze the viewport layer. So we're gonna go objects, we're gonna click freeze, right? And that will allow the lines not to show up when you are, what's it called? When you are printing or plotting. And then you are going to submit, you're gonna export this A4 to PDF, so click A, go to export PDF, and then, so you're going to turn in that PDF of A4, and then you are going to submit this DWG file that we just created.